Yeah, my people, Vybz Kartel lawyer Isaac Buchanan right now. I drop some gems. You see me, I say, I speak out on the situation will take place at the Jamaica Supreme Court in which them deny Vybz Kartel bail. You see me, I say, listen what Isaac Buchanan have to say, my people. Now leave a like on the video and subscribe for the latest. Yes, it there.
Yeah, so today was the ruling of the habeas corpus filed from as early as sometime in April or as early as sometime in May, April, May, as early as that, filed on behalf of Adidja Palmer, aka Vybz Kartel, Sean Campbell, and Andre St. John. The habeas was filed after serious research, consideration, contemplation of what is certainly the applicant's belief. When my client says to me, clients, plural, says to me, under what law am I being detained after the apex court, the highest court in the land, the Privy Council, makes an order that the convictions should be quashed, meaning they are no longer convicts, they're cloaked in the presumption of innocence, and that the matter will be remitted to the Court of Appeal to determine whether there should be a trial, and it should be done so expeditiously. From the date of the judgment, March 14th, and today being March 30th is almost, I'm going to say 3 months. I'm not too good at math, but March to April is 1, April to May is 2. So 2 months. Yeah, but yeah, 2 months. I'm glad I tried to do the math. You know, when you're counting in a maths exam. Yeah, so to May 30th is about that. And that's a long time. In fact, legislation in England gives you about 2 months to consider retrial. Something about 112 days maximum. Yeah, I do the math, because when I do my exam, it's me do it. The calculator will tell you a lie. Don't trust technology. You say, I'm look good on TikTok and look good on see me in a real life. Yo, the people almost mob me downtown. Gaza man can't control him fans them almost tear off my garments. It's a good thing they don't know where my apartment there. Anyway, and I have to say this because it's so interesting. Interesting for the simple fact that what I discovered is one, the decision today was initially taking place in courtroom 9, but the media was there. They represented in recognition of the importance and significance of not only Vybz Kartel, but the significance of this case and what has happened to one of our national treasures and his fellow friends. I'm going to put it like that. And as a result, the court was delayed significantly because there was a shout out to court administrator and with Tamsi Bailey, who is the registrar, who considered and had compassion and practicality along with the inspectors to move the court because you would never knew COVID was ever in Jamaica, and we were moved to the Chief Justice Court, courtroom 1, very big spacious court where Justice Thomas puts out her judgment on the habeas corpus. She did find that there was no lacuna in the law because naturally the Parliament and the Senate, they amended the law in November 2023. This is after the date was set for Vybz Kartel hearing, and changed the Bail Act. And the Bail Act now comes into effect, says you can't get bail. If you never got bail before, you can't get bail while you're on appeal, waiting on your appeal, or as the judge says, the clear language, the determination of your appeal. In essence, one of the things, and when you're trying to appreciate law, one of the things that jump out at me was when the judge said that the Privy Council must have known that the legislation was amended and as a result would not have made an order to keep them detained. So the absence of the order would be as a result of the Jamaica legislators contemplating that somebody who could commit murder should not get bail and should remain, and that the charge from long before I was a lawyer still is in effect by some by interpretation, which I have instructions to test elsewhere, and that will be done. So in essence, the habeas corpus, they're saying that although the conviction is quashed and although the Privy Council is the highest court, the appeal is not determined, and so the men will stay in prison until the charge itself, because the charge is revived when the conviction is quashed, and those documents that are on the court's file, it still have ammunition and weight, albeit it is the court that has to give the prosecution permission in the interest of justice to see if they can retry the case. So that said, we proceed to June 10th. What I will say is it's the law of the land, and we simply have to go to June 10th to determine the issue of retrial. And unfortunately, Mr. Palmer and others will have to wait until that time and a determination. So when June 4th comes, let me tell you now, so nobody run me down and chase me to my car and all of that. When the 14th of June comes, it is the court that has the power to say, I'll think about it or deal with it and consider liberty as according to Justice Thomas. It is that court that has the determination of liberty, even though the parliament would have legislated in November 2023 that they have no jurisdiction to offer bail in the circumstances. And so the liberty of the men are not in limbo, it's not at a lacuna, and so what that the conviction is quashed, they're still charged for murder. And that's how law is in Jamaica. So we have to deal with it or do what we always do when litigants are dissatisfied. They appeal, because the process of justice goes all the way to the Privy Council. If you're dissatisfied at the first instance, the Court of Appeal, and then there. So we will see. If my instructions take me all the way to the Privy Council, that is what will have to happen. I did find that she took a lot of thought to it in the short space of time, and the judge ought to be commended for even entertaining the habeas corpus and coming to some ruling and giving us ruling expeditiously. If nothing else has happened in relation to the justice system, is that under the guidance of the Chief Justice, Justice Sykes, and I always have to big him up, when they talk about delay, not so much. And as you can see, here is the 30th of May. Not Monday coming, the Monday after, we're in court to deal with this matter. And for people who are not in prison, it seems like, oh, that's just 2 weeks. But if you are in prison, you can appreciate the stress and the continued detention and remaining in abeyance is a psychological experience you don't want to know. Just take it from people who, when them in America and them finish them sentence and then them say go in immigration and try fight for stay America, everybody sign paper and say, me I go my yard because I can't take lock up no more. So can you imagine you have no business with DCS, but them hot and them have to bound by Section 18, as the judge said, to keep you until the court says otherwise. So make no mistake, if COVID come tomorrow and court locked till 2050 and 3012, if that court order don't come, all who is water now, we're all are going to disappear, not be alive anymore, and the order, because it remain on the file, people can't come out of prison. And it don't matter what the apex court says about a conviction being quashed, you just cannot come out until the order from the court saying that you can be released, even though you are not serving a sentence. And the Constitution, from my reading, does not contemplate that. But the judge has made a ruling, and if you are dissatisfied, you have to take it elsewhere. That's the best I can take it. But as I said, the mantra is God and time. And when I say World Boss is free, I maintain the positivity and know that when we deal with the issue of the relevant court, that most certainly, more than anything, that relevant court is the Privy Council. And whether it is that the citizen will get his redress only there, if that's what it looks like when it comes to who you are, where it is, if what it perceived to be. I don't think it's so, but if that's what it is, maybe the true question when we're dealing about what court we need to go to is considering issues like this and what justice looks like in 2024. But for me, the best part of the judge's ruling is when she said no orders as to costs, because men ask Christ when the state are going to have to pay because the Privy Council says so, and we don't have to give you back any money. So respect. And as I said, it wasn't a contentious application, and the judge was most helpful in trying to find an answer to what the clients and as well as the defense team believed is a lacuna in the law. And come on, this is Jamaica. Of course, we're still trying to get it right. Blessings on that topic. No, any questions for me before because listen, I ready, you know, ready for talk to the next prime minister, because I'm going to ask him, is what going on in Jamaica?
Telenia Productions. 1.
That me need to know what's really going on in Jamaica. And we're going to find that. So for me, the vision Jamaica is the vision for a better Jamaica. I'm not going to say make Jamaica great again, because the last thing, anyway, yeah, the vision for a better Jamaica and what it looks like. If our motto out of many one means anything, if inclusion means anything, yeah. I tell you, you know, let me do the audio thing, and I see my guest is ready and waiting. So we're gonna deal with that um, in short order. But as it is right now, yeah, um, yeah, that's what it looks like. So let me know if you're hearing me on the audio. Just put thumbs up, and we take it from there. So are you hearing me? My mic sounds nice. Check one. Yes, yes. So people are hearing me. So that's a good thing. So what I will tell you, you see, time flies when you are having fun. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. Time definitely flies when you're having fun. So the next guest is, I'm telling you now, can't say I never call it here, right here on Context Matter, is Jamaica's next prime minister. And I must tell you, it's so important and essential that this conversation, and I'm gonna tell you when it comes on, because I don't want no trouble. I promise you I won't. I will be very respectful to our next prime minister, the honorable Mark Golding, the current leader of opposition, aka Marky G. People say please call him Yardy British so they understand what it is. So those who just want to leave him as Marky British is Yardy British. But more than anything is if ever there was somebody who teaches you what humility looks like, what compassion looks like, what it is to learn as you grow, even as an adult, when we're in the time when we're talking about a moral compass, and we're in a space and an era. And I must tell you, whether it be from whether it be from TikTok, whether it be from YouTube or Reggae Global Radio, I have no intention to block your comments. I have learned not to even look at comments. The trollers are out. Obviously, this is Jamaica. Of course, you're gonna get paid to be a gadfly. Of course, you're gonna get paid to try to do all that you're not supposed to do. What I will say is, at the top of the hour, as we usually do, Reggae Global Radio takes their break, and at the end of the break, your future prime minister is going to be here to talk to you. What I will say to you is take the time to listen to him, and I don't want nobody tells me that I must be professional and I must do this. You will see for yourself why I know that this is your next prime minister. Any any leader that allows you to be yourself, and any leader that when you falter is a leader that can explain to you how it is to rehabilitate yourself, and has promised not to count you out, and has given you a space to develop and grow. That is the type of leader that you need in a space where we are hearing that as members of the diaspora, and this is your show, you have no standing to have any political aspirations, having left here to contribute billions of dollars to the growth of a developing nation, and you are being discriminated against, contemplation of discrimination. We are going to address it now, because you never know where life will take you from in another 5 years, in another 2 years. But what I will say, and no, I didn't go to St. Thomas or Westmoreland, Keisha, where they placed the name, and St. Elizabeth. I didn't consult or light any candles. I just know that when I say God on time, time come, and it's not by chance. And I'm just pleased and honored to have the opportunity to have conversations with your next prime minister and say, me not care who you want pay from heads till you low or no or whatever. I don't care how much bloggers you have. The wheels on your bus are no longer round, and you will see why after this conversation. So bloggers, get your screen recorders out. Get ready to post, get ready to talk. This is a conversation that I can tell you right now. do what you have to do, because your next prime minister is going to talk about matters of Jamaica, how to make it better. And when I say your next prime minister, capital M, the M is this person, the most honorable, right honorable,
Definitely in the movie.
Mr. Mark Golding. I see that you're still setting up, and I want you to know that you are live and welcome.
Greetings, Isaac.
All right, it's
Good
a
to be
pleasure
here
to
with you.
have you.
Yeah, man.
Reggae Global is going to take the 5-minute break, and I'm just going to run the intermission. And as we get back at the top of the hour, we're going to have conversations. And I'm privileged to be talking to the next Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up.
A man of compassion, a man who doesn't see color, a man who does not discriminate, and a man, from my experience, knows and understands second opportunities and inclusion. I want to welcome you to Context Matters, a space where you can put things into context and educate people who want to know about the nuances in law, and to fill lacunas and gaps in law and understand what the real issues are. And I just want to welcome you. And this is your space to speak to, especially the diaspora, because the viewers are heavy as diaspora members. Right now, as of today, with anticipated decision to
Chad?
have a whole heap of Gaza fans
All right,
tuning
seems like the
in.
mic
So,
active now.
you
Sorry about
know,
that.
Man.
Jamaica, this is your Jamaica. I'm pleased to be talking to a son of Jamaica, and just greetings.
Yes, Isaac. Greetings, Isaac. It is indeed a pleasure to be on your show, Context Matters. Congratulations on this show. And, I want to say, keep up the good work. You're carving a nice space for yourself as somebody who stands up for truth and rights and justice. And, I have to big you up for that. And,
Right.
stay the courageous individual that you are and do the work same way.
Very much appreciate that. So my first question, we're never, I don't think we can get around, and to always put it into context. I'm gonna just put it this way. Say, I know you are a Jamaican. But when we're dealing with context matters, I'm just gonna ask you the question, you clear it up, and we move on.
Yeah, man.
Are you a Jamaican?
I'm a Jamaican, born Jamaican. I grew up in Jamaica. I have only ever worked in Jamaica. The only time I've spent abroad was to study, other than, business trips or holidays and what have you. But my entire working life has been in Jamaica. And I'm here to serve the Jamaican people. My father was an Englishman, came to Jamaica in 1953, met my mother here, and they got married and had myself and my sister. My father is a servant to the people in Jamaica. He started the Mona Rehab Center, which when he died in 1996 was renamed after him. It's now the Sir John Golding Rehab Center. Spent much of his life supporting, helping, promoting the rights of persons with disabilities. He was very involved in things like, the original polio epidemic. The prime minister at the time, the premier at the time, asked him to take charge of the medical response because he was Jamaica's first orthopedic surgeon when he came here in 1953. The Kendall train crash, which was one of the worst ever in the world in terms of fatalities, right here in Jamaica. He was sent to respond and deal with that from a medical response perspective. He started the Hope Valley Experimental School, the only school in Jamaica that is designed and built for the purpose of integrating children with disabilities and able-bodied children in the same space so they can learn to live together and understand each other. And, it's been a tremendous success. My colleagues, Julian Robinson and Mikhail Phillips, both in Parliament with me, went to that school. My father started the National Road Safety Council and was able to persuade the Prime Minister to chair it. So it has always been chaired by the Prime Minister, which kind of helps it to stay in the center of things in terms of policy to try and make our roads safer.
Right.
So my dad was a man who looked after people, and my mother was a public servant as well. My mother was one of the first three women to join the civil service in an administrative capacity.
Oh, this man
My
people
mother
have
was
so
one of
much
those
history.
three. She was in the Central Planning Unit, which is now PIOJ, and she worked there in the 50s and early 60s. Then she got married, had children, and she moved up to the rehab center to help my father, build that institution, and she stayed there for the rest of her working life. She's still alive, 92, very frail, but, still alive, thank God. So I'm fully Jamaican, Jamaica's a place where you have all kinds of people, man. We have people.
I'm happy you say that because I want to
Yeah.
put something in context, but
Yeah.
I have to do a disclaimer. I know that you're an attorney. Believe me, when I'm on platforms, I understand that I'm an attorney. I'm seeking permission to take my hat off as an attorney to have a Jamaican conversation with you, knowing that there are spaces where senior attorneys might find it very offensive that I'm speaking to you as my senior, and I might say things that is not becoming in their eyes. So I'm seeking that permission.
I don't have those hang-ups.
Oh,
Like
all right,
that.
so good.
You're
So
good, man.
I just hang up my hat, show them my forehead big.
I'm
The
flying
first
at
thing-
the dread. I'm good with that.
All right, see?
Yeah, man.
There you go. Issue the context number one. Down to earth and don't have hang-ups. Hang in a closet. We don't have that here. All right. So here's the thing. There are some people right now that say, and I'm going to put it in context of the Child Care and Protection Act, where Jamaica is the child, a young country that needs development. So if there is a child, it needs a parent or a guardian. I am putting to the people that you are the parent and guardian of Jamaica, and the right one at that. So my issue is this, having spoken about your father and your mother, who are of British origin, and when I think of your situation, and my grandmother, German, grandmother's father, German, there's a nice beer, but I won't say it now because I have to be respectful to the Prime Minister. But there's a German beer that's very popular that you might end up paying $2,000 for if you say it at a public and the police hear you. But anyway, what you say to the Jamaican who say, me no care when father do 6 foot polio doctor, him no come from Jamaica. Me rather madman on the street who more of them scam me and corrupt me and thief as long as him is Jamaican. Because only Jamaica alone and the kids of the Jamaican, we no business because it's Jamaica. This is Jamaica for Jamaica alone. What is your response to something? This is me being dunce eyes at right now.
Yeah, man. Well, look, everybody can have their opinion, That's fine. But I'm born in Jamaica. Born at UC, University Hospital, 1965, July 19th. Check my birth certificate, check my passport.
Put up your birth certificate.
I lived at 9 College Common, Kingston 7. That's where I grew up, on the campus. Grew up with enough other youth around me. Shampoos in left, right, and center, football, cricket, river, coolie plum tree, climbing, everything. Just, living a normal life of children in Jamaica. Mona Prep, got the good values and attitudes of Miss Daphne K. Vidal Smith, the principal of the school. She never ramped. She had a thing called Mr. Tickler, a cane. If you're out of line, you get too touched with that, you better behave yourself. Yeah, man. So, you know, and then I went to Campion College. And then in 1979, political violence was raging. My father sent me to the school he went to. So I finished up there in England, got into Oxford University, did my degree there, came back to Jamaica, did 2 years at the Norman Manley Law School. I should mention, though, between school and university, I took a year off, what they call a gap year. And I taught at Campion. You know, I taught English at Campion, first form, when I was 18 years old, actually. So, you know, and then I went to Oxford, did a degree, came back 2 years at Norman Manley Law School, finished up there, got the Commonwealth Scholarship, went back and did a master's in law, LLM, at London University College London, finished there, came straight home, started work at Duncox and Orrit, as it was then called, 48 Duke Street, spent 3 years there, started DB&G with Peter Bunting and Chris Daring, and decided I needed a little more independence than the traditional law firms would offer. So I joined a firm with 3 old guys, Hart, Muirhead, Fatter, just 3 of them and me as a young youth, and built that firm till it's now one of the top firms in the country, and I'm the senior partner now. So yeah, you know.
Stop right there. Stop right there.
Yeah.
So if we put it in context, you are the builder.
You could say so. Because in collaboration, I mean, DB&G, which we started in 1993, we built that into a very successful business, you know, and it was sold to Scotiabank. And, you know, we did 3 years non-compete. And then we started Proven Investments, which is also listed on the stock exchange and has been a very successful and is a very successful business as well. And the law firm, which I'm now senior partner, is a very successful law firm. So, you know, I've been somebody who has been blessed, and I'm, you know, humbled by it. But if you check the track record, you can see that, you know, we've been able to achieve some solid things on our resume, and we want to offer those services to the people of Jamaica in the highest level, you know. So that's where it is, really. I mean, I wanted to say something to you about ISAT, though, you know. To me, we need to have a proper conversation about dual citizenship and the role of the diaspora.
When you talk about
because
cartel,
many Jamaicans have dual citizenship.
Free him.
I have it through descent from my father.
Well, I wanna lie.
Because, you know, other people have it because they've been living abroad a long time. So what are we saying? That our rules should only say you're only Jamaican enough to send money, but you're not Jamaican enough to serve? In other ways?
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I tell Rattigan and Herb all the time, listen, pack the barrels, send the money, and shut up. There's a diaspora movement called the Dirty 30. I'm only here because I get KFC. As far as everybody who's talking to you, they think, and you might see it in the paper tomorrow, that you paid me 6 pieces of KFC barbecue chicken with 2 coleslaws to get a forward and context matters. You can deny or you can accept, but as far as we, the bad mind people of Jamaica, are concerned, you must send the money and you mustn't participate. Because before you continue, I must say this to you. My bad mind kick in when I say you're born a UC, but Andrews Memorial Hospital is really the UPT hospital. So for all intents and purposes, you're a little ghetto man and you must stop hype. But then you are so privileged because you went to Campion, and the rest of us, we don't get to go to Campion. So all those things that happen out of Jamaica, it really don't matter because you went to Campion. So you get better education.
I played Sunlight cricket in second form at Campion. I think I must have been the youngest youth in the competition at that time. You know, I used to bowl left arm orthodox spin, and so I played cricket for Campion from second form. You know, I love football. So those are my 2 sports, football and cricket. But, you know, getting back to the issue, though, you know, I think we need to look a step back. We can't be so insular about who we are as a people. We are, you know, as they say, out of many one people. Majority of us are black people. My wife is a black woman, you know, but many Jamaicans are of Chinese or Indian descent, Arab, you know, Middle Eastern descent. They have Jewish Jamaicans too. So we're really, to some extent, a melting pot. And we, you know, part of our greatness is that we tolerate each other and live good. So, you know, and then so many of our Jamaican people live abroad and are achieving great things. and they love the country, they support the country, they give back to the country financially and other ways, you know. So to me, when you're looking about who you want to be leaders in the country, you should say, let's have the whole talent pool available. Every Jamaican citizen should be entitled. That's my view. I know other people don't see it that way. Some other people think, well, you might have divided loyalties and we can't afford to have divided loyalties. But we have had in our constitution from independence and from even before that any Commonwealth citizen is eligible to serve in our parliament. And it's never been an issue about divided loyalties. You know, we've had Rennie Simoes as a coach of the Reggae Boys in the campaign to World Cup 98. We played Brazil in the Gold Cup. Nobody said, oh gosh, I'm going to sell out the match. No, you know, you have to, you know, you show your colors as who you are as a person through your service and the work that you do. By your deeds shall you be known. And people can assess whether they want you as a leader or not. So my position is we should allow dual citizenship. We've had it all along. It's allowed for Commonwealth citizens. That is antiquated now. Many Jamaicans live in the United States in particular. Other countries as well that are not part of the Commonwealth. Let them all be eligible. I think they should, if they want to serve in the parliament, they'll have to live here. You know, that I can understand. But I don't see why the fact that they have 2 passports should really disqualify them. That's my personal view, you know. But here what? You see, if people see it differently and people think, well, all right, we're utterly reliant on the diaspora because our balance of payments, they're the largest provider of US dollars to our economy.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
Context.
Yeah.
If tomorrow the diaspora, because they listen to me, you know, they are the ones who provide my KFC. They are the ones who provide funding for me when they try to disbar me and suspend me. If they tomorrow decide that they're not going to send any more money until the Constitution includes them, what would be the effect of that as a person in finance?
Disaster. It would be an unmitigated disaster for Jamaica. It'd be worse than anything we've ever experienced.
Sorry if you pause this, but chat, MU, them actually talk about Vybz Kartel early on, so you'd have to skip back on the live if you want to hear about the Vybz Kartel case. I know him bail get denied. You see me, I say, now him bring on Mark Golding. I don't know what them talk about some weird type of things we happening in the country in which we don't care. You see me, I say? Yeah.
Because they are over 3 billion US a year comes to Jamaica from the diaspora through remittances. It's larger than tourism by far as a provider of foreign exchange, larger than tourism and bauxite combined. You take that away, we'll have a huge problem financially. Plus, their money goes straight to the people who need it because they're helping family and friends who need it. So it's a social safety net as well. You take away that support from our people, them suffer wickedly.
For some reason, I can't believe politicians. Them too lie.
So we can't.
Them just attack with the people in 1 year. And then none of them now make not farmer changes. You see me I say?
To me, we shouldn't have this insular approach. I regard it as old-fashioned personally to say, oh, well, you might have divided loyalty so you can't serve in leadership. That's crazy. Well, it's not crazy, but I don't support it personally.
I'm going to use the word crazy because you see, I'm going to use the word as simpleton. So I try to have intellectual conversations and I sometimes fail because I always revert to my mother and father. So in this conversation come up, my mother says, Mrs. Golding are good as because she take up a man who can give her a nice book. Your father make me have to stand up in a line and go get visa because he not have no dual citizenship. If him never have him talent and can get him visa, him stuck here like everybody else. Having heard that, the issue of renouncing comes up. And I'm telling you, I dumb it down, but I put great thought to what my mother had said because my mother, Reverend Dr. John Portia, says, listen, if he renounces, if his wife is married to him, clearly she would have had the benefit of becoming a citizen of the UK. or has that capacity, and maybe your children, all of that. Your children are part of it. It means if you renounce, she remains a citizen. You can get it by marriage, or the legislation which says that you can make an application to get it back if you renounce. If this is the situation, would it be practical to renounce, or what would be the circumstances that you'd want to renounce? Since this is the one tool, because unfortunately for Jamaica, he's not a little thief. He's not a wicked. He's not a corrupter. How dare you sign onto the Integrity Commission to restore morality and integrity? You're not those things. So on the balance of ad hominem and the ability to attack you, this is all they have. What is your response?
Well, as I've said elsewhere, it's something I'm meditating on right now, about this renunciation thing. I don't feel any rush because I'm lawfully in the parliament. I'm a Jamaican-born citizen, born Jamaican citizen. I have a right to be in the parliament if the people let me. And the people of South St. Andrew elected me. So I'm there to represent them in parliament. So I noticed one guy today, Rush, and after he got outed on radio, Rush announced him renounce his thing. He wasn't born in Jamaica though. He was born in London apparently. Me no operate so. I'm not moving on any bummy basis. I'm meditating on this thing, saying my prayers on this thing, and I'm listening to what is happening. I want a proper dialogue and conversation in Jamaica about dual citizenship, about who we are, about the millions of Jamaicans who live outside of Jamaica, many of whom are dual citizens, and how we plan to engage with them and deal with them and treat them. And when we get through that debate, if the preponderance of opinion is that I should